Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into the story of the 2001 Kentucky State Quarter. Now, this might seem like just another piece of loose change in your pocket, but what if I told you this little coin could be worth thousands, and in some cases, even tens of thousands of dollars? That's right. The Kentucky Quarter isn't just a tribute to one of America's most historic states, it's also a hidden treasure for collectors, especially if you know what to look for. So sit tight, grab your coin collection, and let's find out what makes this 2001 Kentucky State Quarter a coin worth hunting for. First, a little background. The Kentucky State Quarter was released in 2001 as part of the U.S. Mint's famous 50 State Quarters program, a series that changed the way people viewed everyday coins. For the first time in decades, quarters became collectible, with each design showcasing the unique heritage of a U.S. state. Kentucky's quarter features a beautifully detailed image of Federal Hill, the historic mansion that inspired Stephen Foster's classic song, My Old Kentucky Home. In the foreground, you'll spot a thoroughbred horse behind a wooden fence, symbolizing the state's rich tradition of horse racing and breeding. The combination of cultural pride and elegant design makes this quarter a favorite for collectors. But what makes it valuable? Isn't it just a 25-cent coin? Here's where things get interesting. While millions of Kentucky quarters were minted, not all of them are created equal. Most were produced for circulation, meaning they were meant for everyday use. These coins usually show signs of wear and tear, nicks, scratches, faded detail, and as such, they don't fetch much more than face value. But then, there are the rare ones. The coins that make collectors' hearts race are those with minting errors, unique variations, or in exceptional uncirculated condition. And the 2001 Kentucky Quarter has a few surprises in store. Let's talk about some of the rare error types that have been discovered. First up, double die errors. This happens when a coin is struck more than once with a slight misalignment. You'll notice doubled images on the lettering or numbers, sometimes on Kentucky, sometimes on the phrase e pluribus unum. If you spot doubling, don't ignore it. This kind of error adds significant value. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design doesn't align properly on the coin's surface. The further off-center the image is, while still showing the date and key elements, the more valuable it becomes. Some off-center Kentucky quarters have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Another major rarity is the clip planchet error, where part of the coin's edge is literally missing due to a flaw during the cutting process. These coins look like a bite was taken out of them, and yes, collectors absolutely love them. And don't forget about the wrong planchet errors. This is when the quarter design was accidentally struck on a coin blank meant for a different denomination or metal composition. For instance, imagine a Kentucky quarter design pressed onto a nickel or foreign coin blank. These ultra-rare mistakes are few and far between, and when found, they fetch a massive premium. Now, beyond the errors, condition is everything. A standard Kentucky quarter from 2001 in poor condition might be worth exactly 25 cents. But if you have a coin that has never been circulated, one that has been preserved in pristine condition with sharp details and no signs of wear, known as mint state or proof condition, you're looking at something special. Collectors and grading services assign quality ratings to coins, and those that receive top marks, like MS 67 or higher, can demand serious cash. Add a mint error on top of that, and you're looking at a coin that turns heads at any auction. So now you're probably wondering, what's the real value of this coin? Well, after all this talk about errors, conditions, and collectability, let's get to the most exciting part of the video. There have been documented cases where a 2001 Kentucky State Quarter, featuring an extremely rare mint error in brilliant uncirculated condition, was sold for an astonishing $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. 79,000 United States dollars for a single quarter. Just imagine flipping through your change jar or old coin collection and stumbling across one of these rare beauties. That single coin, sitting in your drawer or piggy bank, could pay for a car or even a down payment on a house. So here's your mission. Check your coins. Examine every detail. Look closely at the edges, the text, the images, and most importantly, the condition. You could be holding on to something truly rare without even knowing it. Top 2, we're taking a closer look at a true modern-day collectible, the 2008 Colorado State Quarter. Now at first glance, this might look like just another piece of pocket change. But don't be fooled. This little quarter might just be the gateway to a serious payday. So, what makes this coin so special? Let's start with a little backstory. In 2008, the U.S. Mint released the Colorado Quarter as part of the iconic 50-state quarters program. The design was meant to honor the beauty and heritage of Colorado, and it certainly doesn't disappoint. The reverse of the coin features the majestic Rocky Mountains, towering over pine-covered forests with the phrase "Colorful Colorado" boldly engraved. It's a breathtaking design that immediately captures the natural wonder of the Centennial State. But beyond its beauty lies something even more valuable: rarity. Now, you might be thinking, weren't these quarters made by the millions? Yes, they were. But here's the secret. Not all Colorado quarters are created equal. Some of them contain minting errors, and that's where things get exciting. These errors are like accidental masterpieces, flaws in the minting process that make a coin stand out from the rest. And when collectors spot a rare error, they're often willing to pay top dollar. So, what kinds of errors should you be looking for on a 2008 Colorado quarter? One of the most famous is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the die but slightly off alignment, causing elements like the lettering or images to appear doubled. If you see duplicate lines or shadows in phrases like United States of America or colorful Colorado, you may have something rare in your hands. Another valuable type of error is the off-center strike. This is when the design isn't properly centered on the coin, leaving part of the image or text cut off. Off-center coins are highly collectible, especially if the error is dramatic but the date and mint mark are still visible. And then there's the die clash error, which is a bit more complex. This happens when the front and back dies hit each other without a blank coin in between, leaving ghost-like impressions of one design on the other side. Imagine seeing a faint image of George Washington's face peeking through the mountain scene. Now that's a coin worth checking twice. Other rare errors include clipped planchets, where a section of the coin's edge is literally missing, and wrong planchet strikes, where the Colorado design is accidentally stamped onto the blank mint for another coin, like a nickel or a foreign currency. These mistakes are exceptionally rare and highly valuable. But even without errors, some Colorado quarters are valuable purely because of their condition. Coins that were never circulated, ones that have no scratches, no dirt, no wear and tear, are known as uncirculated coins, and these can fetch high prices when professionally graded. If your coin has been preserved in a perfect or near-perfect state, it could receive a grading of MS 65, MS 67, or even higher. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Combine that with a mint error, and you've got something truly special. Now, here's where things get really interesting for collectors. There have been rare cases of 2008 Colorado quarters that contain multiple mint errors and remain in brilliant uncirculated condition. These coins are extremely hard to come by, but they do exist. And when they hit the market, they don't last long. Collectors know just how rare they are and are willing to pay massive premiums to own one. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, there has been a verified case of a 2008 Colorado State Quarter, featuring a unique combination of minting errors and a pristine uncirculated condition that was sold for an incredible $75,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. 75,000 United States dollars. For a single quarter. Just imagine. That coin could be sitting in your collection right now. It could be lying unnoticed in a forgotten drawer. Or maybe you've already seen it, but never thought twice about giving it a closer look. So here's your next step. Go check your coins. Look at the details. Examine the lettering, the edges, the condition, and especially the design. You could be holding a rare gem without even realizing it. Don't let it go unnoticed. Top 3, we're exploring a United States quarter that could be sitting quietly in your pocket, purse, or drawer, waiting to make you thousands of dollars richer. That's right. We're talking about the 2014 Shenandoah National Park quarter. At first glance, it looks like any other modern coin you might receive in your change. But don't let that fool you. This quarter has a secret. In some extremely rare cases, it's worth far more than 25 cents. In fact, it could be worth tens of thousands. So let's take a journey into what makes this quarter so fascinating, especially to collectors. The Shenandoah quarter was released in 2014 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a special series that featured stunning national parks and historic sites from each state and U.S. territory. For Virginia, the honor went to Shenandoah National Park, one of the most breathtaking natural wonders in the eastern United States. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a beautifully detailed image of a hiker standing atop Little Stony Man Summit in Shenandoah, overlooking vast rolling hills and ridges. It captures the spirit of adventure, freedom, and the untouched beauty of America's natural landscape. It's a striking design that truly makes the coin stand out, even before we talk about its rarity. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Most of these quarters were struck for general circulation and used in everyday transactions, meaning they've been through a lot of wear and tear. However, a very small number were struck with unusual minting errors, and some were preserved in perfect uncirculated condition. And those are the ones that collectors are scrambling to get their hands on. So, what kinds of mint errors should you be looking for on the Shenandoah quarter? First, let's talk about double die errors, one of the most desirable types of mint mistakes. This happens when a coin is struck more than once, but slightly misaligned. The result? Doubling in the lettering or images on the coin. On the Shenandoah quarter, collectors have found doubling in the words United States of America and Shenandoah. If you see any shadowing, ghost letters, or double lines, you may be looking at a valuable variant. Then there's the off-center strike error. This occurs when the coin isn't properly centered during the minting process. You might see part of the design or lettering cut off or pushed to one side. A dramatic off-center strike with visible date and mint mark can be extremely rare and desirable. Another major rarity is the clip planchet error, where a piece of the coin's edge is missing due to an error when the blank was cut from the metal strip. This gives the coin a distinct bite mark and, when genuine, can multiply its value. And don't forget about wrong planchet errors. This is when a Shenandoah quarter design is accidentally struck on a blank mint for a different denomination or metal. Imagine a quarter-sized coin, but thinner or made of a different alloy altogether. These kinds of mistakes are almost 1 in a million and are considered numismatic treasures. Even without a mint error, a Shenandoah quarter that is in mint state condition, especially one graded MS-67 or higher, can carry significant value. Coins like these are free of wear, scratches, or contact marks. They're crisp, clean, and look like they just left the mint yesterday. Collectors will pay a premium for coins in this pristine state. Now, here's where things get truly jaw-dropping. In rare and extraordinary cases, a 2014 Shenandoah quarter with a verified minting error, such as a dramatic double die or a striking off-center mistake, combined with a high-grade uncirculated condition, has sold for a staggering amount at private auction. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for. There has been a documented case where one of these rare and perfect 2014 Shenandoah quarters was sold for an eye-opening $72,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. 72,000 United States dollars for a single quarter that many people would have mistaken for loose change. Imagine the possibilities. That same coin could be hiding in your coin jar, buried in your glove compartment, or stuck between your sofa cushions. It might even be in your wallet right now, just waiting to be discovered. So here's your challenge. Go check your quarters. Look for Shenandoah 2014. Inspect the lettering. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, clean surfaces, and anything unusual. If you think you've found something special, get it professionally appraised. Because what looks like a simple 25-cent coin might just be the key to a small fortune. Top 4, we are going to talk about a coin you may have in your pocket, tucked away in a drawer, or hiding deep in your collection. A coin that, believe it or not, might be worth a small fortune. We're talking about the 2000 Maryland State Quarter, a part of the wildly popular 50 State Quarters program from the U.S. Mint. Now, at first glance, this coin might seem like just another common quarter. But don't be so quick to judge. Some of these coins have surprises that could turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary payday. Let's begin by exploring the story behind this quarter. The Maryland State Quarter was released in the year 2000, the 7th coin in the 50 State Quarters series. It celebrates the state of Maryland, known as the Old Line State, a nickname that honors the Maryland line troops who played a key role during the American Revolutionary War. The design on the back of the coin features the historic Maryland State House, the oldest state capitol in continuous legislative use. It's framed with elegant white oak leaf clusters, representing the state tree, and the words, "The Old Line State," boldly engraved underneath. The design is both patriotic and historic. But as beautiful as the coin is, what really gets collectors excited is not the artwork, but the rarity and the errors. So, why would a 2000 Maryland quarter be worth more than just 25 cents? Well, not all coins come out of the mint perfectly. Some of them are struck with errors, and when it comes to coin collecting, those mistakes can be worth a lot of money. One of the most valuable errors found on the Maryland quarter is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once by the die, but slightly misaligned. The result is a doubling of certain elements, most commonly seen in the words United States of America, Maryland, or even the date. This kind of doubling is highly collectible and can dramatically raise the coin's value. Another rare and fascinating mint error is the off-center strike. This error causes the coin's design to appear pushed to one side, leaving part of the surface blank. If you have a Maryland quarter with a noticeable off-center error, especially one where the date is still visible, you could be looking at a very rare find. Then there's the clipped planchet. This occurs when the blank piece of metal used to make the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a missing chunk from the edge. These mistakes are easy to spot and highly desirable to collectors, but the real showstoppers are wrong planchet errors. Imagine finding a Maryland quarter that was accidentally struck on a blank intended for a dime, or even a foreign coin. These are incredibly rare, and when authenticated, they can be worth thousands. Let's not forget about condition. If your 2000 Maryland quarter is in perfect, uncirculated condition, meaning it has no scratches, marks, or signs of wear, then it could be graded as MS 65, MS 67, or even higher. Coins in such pristine condition are worth far more than those that have been handled or circulated. Now, imagine combining one of these rare errors with a perfect uncirculated condition. That's where the value of the coin truly skyrockets. So, what's the highest recorded value for a 2000 Maryland state quarter? Well, that's the moment you've been waiting for. There has been a confirmed case of a 2000 Maryland quarter, featuring a dramatic mint error, struck in brilliant uncirculated condition, that sold at auction for an astonishing $74,000. Yes, you heard that right. 74,000 United States dollars. For one single quarter. It's amazing, isn't it? A coin that most people wouldn't look at twice could actually be a hidden treasure. Just think, while people are tossing quarters into vending machines or coin jars without a second thought, you could be holding on to one of the rarest and most valuable pieces in the entire state quarters collection. So here's your call to action. Go check your coins. Look through your change. Open up that old coin box from your childhood. Pay attention to the details. Look closely at the lettering, the images, and the surface of the coin. You never know. You might be the next person to discover a fortune in your pocket. If this video opened your eyes to the incredible world of coin collecting, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss another exciting discovery. We have plenty more stories coming your way about coins, errors, and values you won't believe. Top 5, we've got a truly exciting story to share, one that proves you don't need gold or ancient treasure maps to find hidden fortune. Sometimes, all it takes is a keen eye, a little curiosity, and your pocket change. So if you've ever glanced at a quarter and thought, it's just 25 cents, think again. Because the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter may look like an ordinary coin, but under the right conditions, it could be worth an absolutely incredible amount of money. Now before you toss that change aside or spend it on coffee, make sure you watch this video until the very end, because we're going to reveal what makes this coin rare, what errors to look for, and why collectors are keeping their eyes peeled for this modern masterpiece. Let's start with the background. The Salt River Bay quarter was released in 2020 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a program that highlighted America's national parks, historic sites, and natural landmarks. And in this case, the spotlight landed on Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve, located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This stunning reverse design features a red mangrove tree rising from the water, symbolizing renewal, life, and resilience. With its intricate roots reaching deep into the sea and its leaves pointing skyward, the design isn't just visually beautiful, it also carries a deeper environmental message about the importance of preserving our natural ecosystems. But let's be honest. While the design is incredible, most people don't expect modern quarters to be worth more than face value. And that's where they're wrong. You see, not all Salt River Bay quarters are created equal. Some coins from this 2020 release have turned out to be surprisingly rare due to minting errors and unusual production quirks. And those small imperfections? They've sent values soaring in the collector's market. So let's talk about those errors, because that's what can turn a modern coin into a money-making treasure. One of the most talked about issues with the Salt River Bay quarter is the die chip error. This happens when a small piece of the die used to stamp the coin breaks off, leaving behind a raised bump or blob on the coin's surface. In many Salt River Bay quarters, this chip appears in the foliage or near the edges of the leaves, giving the tree a wart-like appearance. Some collectors even call it the cactus tree error because of how wild the branches begin to look. Another error you'll want to look for is the strike-through error, where foreign material like grease or debris gets between the die and the blank planchet, causing parts of the design to appear faded, missing, or smeared. These coins look ghostly and distorted, and they're highly collectible. Next up, the off-center strike. This is when the design is printed off balance, and you can see part of the coin left blank. Depending on how dramatic the misalignment is, these errors can be extremely rare and very valuable, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. You might also come across a double die error, where the coin appears to have been struck twice, leading to doubled text or images. Look closely at the words Salt River Bay, United States of America, or 2020. If you spot shadowy letters or blurry outlines, it could be the result of a doubling issue, which collectors absolutely love. And if you really strike gold, you might just come across a wrong planchet error, an ultra-rare scenario where the Salt River Bay design was accidentally struck on a coin blank meant for another denomination or country. These are incredibly hard to find, but they do exist, and when they show up at auction, the prices can be shocking. Now, even without any visible minting error, some 2020 Salt River Bay quarters have earned a premium just based on their condition. Coins that are untouched, flawless, and in mint state condition, especially those graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services, are highly sought after. So here's the big question. How much could one of these coins actually be worth? Let's say you come across a 2020 Salt River Bay quarter with a rare error, maybe a dramatic die chip or a major off-center strike. And now imagine it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. No scratches, no fingerprints, no wear. Just a perfect modern coin with a serious twist. That's the kind of find that doesn't just spark excitement, it can spark bidding wars. And yes, it's happened before. There has been a verified instance of a Salt River Bay quarter, featuring a rare and striking error, sold in top-grade condition, and it reached an astonishing value of $69,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. 69,000 United States dollars. For one single quarter from 2020. Just think about that for a second. A coin younger than some houseplants, newer than your favorite pair of sneakers, could be worth more than a luxury car. And it might be sitting right under your nose. So what are you waiting for? Check your change. Look through your drawers. Go through that old coin cup in your car. Examine every detail of your Salt River Bay quarters, especially those from 2020. Look for strange marks, doubled letters, missing elements, and anything unusual. You might be just one find away from a life-changing moment. If you love this video and want to see more hidden treasures, rare coins, and unbelievable stories from the world of numismatics, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. Remember, fortune doesn't always shine like gold. Sometimes it jingles like a quarter in your pocket. Until next time, happy collecting and keep searching. You never know what rare treasure might be waiting in your hands.